Surah 92, Part 2. Last time we did Part 1 through 10. Today we'll do Part 2, 11 through 21. Hi, Jessica. Welcome.
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum
How's
assalam.
everybody?
Walaikum assalam, ma'am. How are you, ma'am?
Good. Sarah's a few minutes late. I'm doing this on a different computer, so it's just getting everything all situated. But I'm good now.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you, ma'am, for joining.
Oh yeah. Thank you for having me.
Okay, so we were at number 11. So, Sunny, you want to go ahead?
Okay, sir. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وما يغني عنه ماله إذا تردى, and his wealth of avail to him when he perishes. In other words, sir, can you hear me properly?
Yeah.
Okay. In other words, it means that he has to die one day and leave behind in the world whatever he had amassed for his ease and enjoyment. If he did not earn and send forward something for the hereafter, what would his wealth avail him? He will not take his palatial residence, his majestic conveyance, his property and wealth into the grave. Inna alayna lil huda. Surely it is for us to show the right way. That is, Allah as the creator of man has, on the basis of his wisdom, his justice and his mercy, taken on himself the responsibility not to leave him uninformed in the world, but to tell him what is the right way and what are the wrong ways, what is good and what is evil, what is lawful and what is unlawful, what attitude and conduct will make him an obedient servant, and what attitude and conduct will make him a disobedient servant. This same thing has been expressed in Surah An-Nahl. Thus, Allah has taken upon himself to show the right way when there are also crooked ways.
Very good. Did you hear any mispronounced word, Jessica?
No, I think she pronounced everything correctly.
He or she?
Oh, she?
I thought you said he pronounced.
No, I said she.
I was like, maybe now you're like, you know what? I'm gonna throw a curveball.
No. Did she pronounce palatial correctly? I think she did. I just wanted to point out that word because that's that might not be a word you guys know. Palatial means palace, like living a house that's like a palace. Basically, it's so fancy. Yeah, palatial.
Mansion. Okay.
Yeah, mansion. Yeah.
Right. Next, Umar.
Okay, sir. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Wa inna lana lal akhirata wal awla. And to us belong the next life and the present. This statement has several meanings and all are correct. That form the world till the hereafter. You are now here beyond our grasp. For ours are both this and the next world. That both this world and the hereafter are in any case under our sovereignty, whether you follow the way shown by us or not. If you adopt error, you will not harm us, but only yourselves. And if you adopt the right way, you will not do any good to us, but will do good only to yourselves. Your disobedience cannot cause any decrease in our sovereignty, and your obedience cannot cause any increase in it. That we alone are master of both the worlds. If you seek the world, we alone can grant it. And if you seek the well-being of the hereafter, we alone have the power to bestow it too. This very theme has been expressed in Surah Al Imran, Ayat 145, whose whose makes effort with the intention of the reward of this world. We will reward him in this world, and whoso makes effort with the intention of the reward of hereafter, we shall grant him thereof. And the same has been expressed in Surah Ash-Shu'ara, Ayat 20. Thus, whoever seeks the harvest of the hereafter, we do increase his harvest. And whoever seeks the harvest of this world, we do give him of it here. But in the hereafter, he will have no share at all.
Okay, very good. So a few things. So the first underline is Jessica.
Okay. Nowhere.
Okay. Nowhere.
Yeah, nowhere. So that's like there's no place. There's no location.
Yes.
Nowhere.
Yeah. So I think the
I think I read now here.
yeah.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. So you put the separation at different or you broke a difference. So it's now you said now here, but it's nowhere.
Okay, sir. It's nowhere.
And then the next word is sovereignty.
Sovereignty.
Yeah, that's good. That's like somebody's authority, like the sovereignty of a king or a queen. It's their authority.
Okay. Next.
There's a question mark over bestow.
Okay. Yeah. Because I wasn't sure if you said it correctly or not. So let's just try.
Oh, okay. So to bestow is to give.
Mary, you want to repeat it?
Bestow.
Yeah, bestow. That's to give. And then the next one is whoso.
Whoso. Okay.
Yeah. And I honestly, I guess modern American speakers don't really use whoso very much. I think that's an older word, so I have to like look up the exact meaning of it because I don't want to tell you guys the wrong thing. Let me see. So I guess it's also similar to whoever or whosoever or whoever. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think so. Mary, you said whose, WHOSE.
Yes, sir. I was thinking that it might be misprinting in it.
Oh yeah, because you don't see it very much, right?
Yeah, but you see, when you use whose, and then you end up having a grammatical error. So who makes effort? So then it will be whose effort. Okay. All right. So let's move on to Shahzeb.
Okay, sir. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. وَأَنذَرْتُكُمْ نَارًا تَلَظَّى. I have now warned you of a blazing fire. لَا يَصْلَاهَا إِلَّا الْأَشْقَى, where none shall burn except the most wicked. الذي كذب وتولى, who rejected the truth, calling it falsehood and turned his back on it. وس- وسيجنب- وسيجنبها الأتقى, but the God-fearing shall be kept away from it. الذي يؤتي ماله يتزكى, and the God-fearing who spends his wealth to purify himself.
So let's practice one word here.
Okay. So that word is God-fearing.
God-fearing,
And it means exactly what it sounds like. You know, it's just those who fear God, those who obey God.
Okay. Next. Let's see here. Umar.
Yes, sir. This does not mean that no one will enter the fire except the most reached one, and no one will be saved from it except the most pious but the object is to describe the extremely contradictory fact of the two extremely contradictory characters. One of them is the person who uh, belies the teaching of Allah and His Messenger and turns away from uh, obedience. The other one is the person who not only believes but also spend his wealth in the cause of Allah sincerely, without any desire for display and reputation, only in order to be regarded as a pure man in his eyes. Both these types of character were present in the Makkah society of that day. Therefore, without men, mentioning any name, the people have been told that the men of the first type of character only will burn in the fire of hell and not the men of the second type of character. The men of the second type of character only will be kept away from it and not the men of the first type of character.
All right. Few words.
So the first word is wretched.
Wretched,
Yeah, let's try one more time. Wretched.
wretched,
Yeah, that's good. It's like evil or wicked. The next word is fate.
fate,
Yeah, fate.
fate.
And I think when I first heard you read it, it sounded like you said fat. So I think with a lot of English words, of course, the rules don't always apply, but with a lot of English words, if there's an E after the consonant, then the vowel before the consonant becomes long. So that can happen a lot. So yeah, so it's fate.
Fate means kismat. Have you heard
Yeah.
the word kismat, Jessica?
Is it like your destiny?
Yeah, yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah, so the word kismet is in English and Urdu.
Oh, it's in Urdu too. I didn't realize that.
Yeah, I think it's a Sanskrit-based word, but anyways, so the
Oh,
word
okay.
kis means kis. I think just the pronunciation is a bit different. In Urdu, we call it kismat.
Oh,
In English,
okay.
we call it kismet. Okay.
Interesting.
Next,
Okay. Okay, so then the next word is spends.
Spends.
Yeah, and I think that was just a case of not saying the S at the end. So sometimes we just got to read a little slower and get all our sounds in. All right. The next word is were.
Were.
Yes, were. So I guess sometimes were and where can be confused, but where refers to a place. Like, where is it? Where's my cup? My cup is here, right? This is the place where my cup is. But were is the past tense of the to be verb. Like they were in Mecca, but not anymore. That was the past. They were there.
so just to extend that a little bit, so we use is, am, are
Right.
for present,
Right.
and we use was, were, past. Okay.
Yes, that is right. Okay. And then the next word is man.
Yes, yeah, sure.
Man.
Yes, I think you got that confused with men. So a man is just a single man, one man, whereas men is plural. So there's many men. And then the last word is character.
Character.
Yes, character. It can refer to someone's personality. It can refer to someone's morality. If you say someone has good character, you're saying they have good morals. They have good morality.
Very good. Next, Khadija.
Okay, sir. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. وَمَا لِأَحَدٍ عِنْدَهُ مِنْ نِعْمَةٍ تُجْزَى, not as payment for any favors that he received, إِلَّا ابْتِغَاءَ وَجْهِ رَبِّهِ الْأَعْلَى, but only to speak the good pleasure of his Lord Most High. This is a further explanation of the sincerity of the pious man. He was not indebted in any way to the people on whom he spends his wealth, so that he may be doing so in order to repay for favors received, or may be giving gifts and holding uh, banquets to them in order uh, to further benefit from them. But he is helping such people only in order to seek the goodwill of his Lord, the Supreme. He was neither indebted to them uh, nor he expects any favors from them in the future. Its best illustration is the act of Abu Bakr Siddiq. He would purchase and set free the poor slaves and slaves girls who accepted Islam in Mecca and were cruelly treated by their masters on that account. Ibn Jarir and Ibn Askir Ask- Ask- Askir have related on the authority of Amir bin Abdullah bin Zubair that when Abu Bakr's father saw him spending money to purchase the freedom of the poor slaves and slave girls, he said to him, said to him, son, I see that you are getting the weak people free. Had you spent this money on the freedom of strong young men, they would have become your helpers and supporters. Abu Bakr replied, dear father, sir, can you scroll up? Dear father, I only seek the reward that is with Allah.
Okay, very good. So a
Okay.
few words.
All right. So the first word is man.
Man,
Right. So once again, a man is single. He's one man. Men are plural. There are multiple men. Okay. So I guess it's the difference between that vowel sound of man and men. So because that's something to practice.
Try saying both of those, Khadija. Man and men.
Yeah. And then one word you didn't underline, but I noticed was banquets.
No.
That's okay. So repeat after me, banquets.
banquets,
There you go. Yeah, I think in English, whenever you have a Q and a U, it always sounds like qua. And I think that's a difference between other languages that have Q and it has its own sound. Like in Arabic, I know it's like ka, or I can't do it correctly, but in English, it's always qua. So it's banquets.
You
Like
can't do
when-
it correctly just yet.
Yeah, just yeah. I guess like as an English speaker learning Arabic, saying Q without it being a qua sound like boggles my mind because it's always qua for us. But I know in other languages that's not the case. Yeah, so a banquet is basically a very big dinner, like a dinner with, multiple people. Like maybe 50 people or 100 people or so on, or hundreds of people. It's just a big dinner.
So kind of a big party.
Yeah, it could be a big party, a big dinner, but there's definitely going to be food there. Okay. So the next word is indebted.
indebted,
Yeah. So I guess that just is what it sounds like or looks like. It's you're in debt to someone. Someone did something nice to you, so now you're obligated to them. You're indebted to them. You owe them.
So B is silent.
Yeah, B is silent there. Yes. Okay. The next word is supporters.
supporters,
Let's try it again. Supporters.
supporters,
Yeah, that's good. So a supporter and a helper, they're basically the same thing. Yeah, I guess the first time it sounded like you might have been saying sporters. So just remember to say that supporters part. Yeah, they're just people who help out.
Who support. So another way to think about it is support. We use the word tapar sometime for food in the evening, even for the evening meal. So sapar, support. Okay, versus sport would be a game.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna go back to Umar for the last verse. We'll continue with the intro afterwards.
Yes, sir. وَلَسَوْفَ يَرْضَى. He will surely be well pleased with him. The words can have two meanings and both are correct. This Allah certainly will be well pleased with Allah, with him. That Allah soon will bless this 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 man with so much that he will be happy.
Same word came back, and then you have see a mistake.
Sorry, sir,
Okay,
man.
all right, so let's repeat the words.
Okay, so the first underline is certainly.
Certainly.
Yeah, so it's kind of like surely. It's almost guaranteed that this is going to happen. The next word is well pleased.
Well pleased.
Yeah, so I think you actually said it right the first time, but then the second time you didn't say it right. So it's just pleased.
It's similar to saying like pleased.
Yeah, like please, can I have it? You know, you're asking for something.
Can I have that cup of coffee?
Yeah, no, it's my cup of coffee. It's all for me. Get your own.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you're pleased, you're happy with someone. You know, if you would definitely hope that Allah is pleased with you. You know, that's the best thing. He's happy with you. And then the next word is man.
Man.
Right. So I guess we'll just have to practice the difference between those ah and eh vowel sounds. Is there an Arabic correspondence to the ah and man?
I can't think of one.
Yeah, I can't think of it. And I don't want to say the wrong thing because I'll confuse everyone. So I'll just leave it as is.
How's your Arabic or Quran reading going, says Jessica?
It's okay. I wasn't able to do it last week, but I've just been slowly and surely doing it. Like I'm still learning the letters, and the hard part for me is like when there's different when there's, I guess they're not really vowels, but when there's different like signifiers or vowel signifiers between the letters. So I have to go from the aleph to the e to the u, and I don't know. I'm just still the diatrics.
Yeah, I think that's what the those things are called. The where you change the emphasis, right?
Yeah, when I'm like kind of like trying to, I guess I can sound out one word at a time, but when I'm bringing or one letter at a time, but when I'm bringing all the letters together, like my brain is struggling a little bit because it's new to me.
Okay. So we'll continue with the introduction. Musammal. Musammal, you there?
Okay, sir. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, sir. The surah takes its name from the word with which it opens. Period of revelation. Its subject matter so closely resembles that of Surah Ash-Shammas that each surah seems to be an explanation of the other. It is one and the same thing which has been explained in Surah Ash-Shams in one way and in this surah in another. This indicates that both these surahs were sent down in about the same period. Theme and subject matter. Its theme is to distinguish between the two different ways of life and to explain the contrast between their ultimate ends and results. In view of the subject matter, this surah consists of two parts. The first part consisting of VV 1:11 and the second of VV 12:21.
So I think they're using VV as a short abbreviation for verses. Okay, so one word.
Okay. Yeah, I wasn't sure what that was, to be honest. All right, so the word is resembles.
Resembles.
Yeah. So is similar or looks like.
So yeah, so resemble,
Mm-hmm.
and this is present sentence. So it resembles means similar. Okay, it's a big one. I'm gonna go back to you, Sunny.
Okay, so, uh, in the first part, at the outset, it has been pointed out that the strivings and doings that the individuals, nations, and groups of mankind are engaged in the world are in respect of their moral nature as divergent as the day is from the night and the male from the female. After this, according to the general style of the brief surahs of the Quran, three moral characteristics of one kind and three moral characteristics of the other kind have been presented as an illustration from among a vast collection of the strivings and activities of man, from which every man can judge which style of life is represented by one kind of the characteristics and which style of life by the other kind. Both these.
Stop here. Stop here.
Okay,
Okay. So a few words.
All right. So the one word that I see is divergent.
Yes,
so-
One minute. I think
Yeah, divergent. So I guess it's like different, deviating.
Can you see my screen again, Jessica?
Yeah. So we were just talking about the word divergent, which means
Yeah.
like differing.
So differing.
Yeah. So it's different as the day is from the night.
Sonia, you want to say that word?
Yes, sir. Divergent.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, very good.
All right. And then we got man again. So man.
Man.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, that's it. Only these two words. Sorry, for some reason my computer stopped Google Meet. So
That's all right. It's all right. These things happen with this technical stuff.
Yeah. Oh, again. I've been kicked out of the meeting again for some reason.
Oh no. It doesn't like you.
Yeah, that's. I think we're on vacation, so I think there might be a problem with too many people.
Oh, wait. So you're in a different place than you usually do it?
Yeah.
Okay. So maybe it's confused.
Yeah. So give me 1 second. Let me just
Sure.
But yeah, we're in Wisconsin, and there's a cricket game going on right now.
Oh.
Pakistan and Netherlands. So people have woken up and turned on the TVs, and the TV is on the internet. So
Okay, I see.
to watch the game.
I have noticed my video is a little slow this meeting, so maybe something else is taking up the bandwidth.
Next is it won't even let me join. At least the first time I was kicked out and able to join, but I feel like now other people have occupied the bandwidth. I'm out.
Oh,
Sorry.
I see.
Okay. All right. Next, Khadija.
Okay, sir. Both these styles have been described in such brief, elegant, and pithy sentences that they move the heart and go down into memory as soon as one hears them. Characteristics of the first kind are that one should spend one's wealth, adopt God consciousness and piety, and acknowledge the good as good. The second kind of the characteristics are that one should be miserly, should least care for God's pleasure and His displeasure, and should uh, uh, rep- repudiate what is good and right. Then it has been stated that these two modes of action, which are clearly can divergent cannot be equal and alike in respect of their results, but just as they are uh, divergent in their nature, so they are divergent in their results. The person or group of persons who adopts the first mode of action, Allah will make easy for him the correct way of life, so much so that doing good will become easy for him and doing evil difficult. On the contrary, he who adopts the second mode of life, Allah will make easy for him the difficult hard way of life, so much so that doing evil will become easy for him and doing good difficult. This passage has been concluded with the most effective and touching sentence, saying, "This worldly wealth for the sake of which man is even prepared to risk his life will not go down with him into the grave. Therefore, what will it avail him after death?"
Okay, very good. So one big word here. I think she said it correctly, but I just wanted to be sure.
Repudiate.
Say it again.
Repudiate.
Yeah, that's good. It means like to reject.
And I just sorry, Khadija, I think you said it correctly the first time as well. So okay, all right. We'll do the last paragraph here. So Shazit.
Okay, sir. In the second part, also three truths have been stated equally briefly. First, that Allah has not left man uniformed in the examination hall of the world, but he has taken on himself the responsibility to tell him which one is the straight and right way out of the different ways of life. Here, there was no need to point out that by sending his messenger and his book he has fulfilled his responsibility, for both the messenger and the book were present to afford the guidance. Second,
Okay. Stop. Okay. So one word here so far.
Okay, so uniformed.
uniformed.
Yeah, so that can mean like
One second. Again, Jessica.
uninformed. Yeah, that's difficult because uniformed and uninformed.
Uninformed.
Yeah. So that's the mistake Shazit made.
Oh, I made the
Uniform.
same mistake. So I guess even English speakers make these mistakes. But yeah, I think you get it from the context of the sentence.
Yeah.
Most of the time, it would be uninformed.
Uninformed.
Uninformed. Yeah. So you don't know.
Okay. Uninformed and not informed. Okay.
Yeah.
And,
So yeah.
last passage. Sumer.
Okay, sir.
Second half.
Second, that the master of both the world and the hereafter is Allah alone. If you seek the world, it is He who will give it. And if you seek the hereafter, again it is He who will give it. Now, it is for you to decide what you should seek for Him. The third truth that has been stated is that He rests one who rejects the good, which is being presented through the messenger and the book, and turns away from it, will have a blazing fire ready for him. As for the God-fearing person who spends his wealth in a good cause, without any selfish motive, only for the sake of winning his Lord's good pleasure, his Lord will be pleased with him and will bless him with so much that he will be well pleased with him.
Just a couple words.
Okay.
One repeat.
So that's wretched.
Wretched,
Yeah, so we talked about that earlier, but it means to be evil. And then the next word is God.
God,
Yes, and the vowel there, I think we've discussed, sounds like an olive, right?
yes, ma'am.
Ah, yeah.
Okay. And that's the end of Surah 92.
All right.
Well, I'm glad we finished a little bit early. Now I can go back to my vacation.
Yeah, maybe watch that cricket game.
Well, it's a tough game to watch because Pakistan is not doing so good.
Oh no, I'm sorry. I
Yeah.
guess that's an interesting cultural difference. Like most of the people I know from South Asia really love cricket, whereas in the United States, people aren't as into cricket. I mean, some people will watch it, but people are more into kind of like American football.
Yeah, or American version of cricket, which is baseball.
Oh yeah, yeah. People are more into that.
Oh, actually, that reminds me. I said something earlier. I said, "Oh, I'm gonna just have a few minutes. I'm gonna write it down."
Sure, sure.
I used the term curveball.
Oh, curveball, right.
Yeah, and I said, "Did I say? Oh, you said throw a curveball?
Yeah, I think you said throw a curveball.
So throw a curveball. So that is from baseball.
I didn't even know what sport it was from because I don't know anything about
Yeah.
sports.
But you use the phrase though, right?
I use the phrase. It's a very common phrase.
What does that mean?
To throw a curveball, it means to kind of like it's kind of like to throw a trick maybe at someone or make something a little bit more complicated, I guess.
Yeah. So yeah, if it's something that's a little bit tricky.
Tricky, yeah, tricky.
So the word comes from baseball. So usually, oh, 1 second. That's my mom bringing me some food.
Oh, nice to meet you guys.
Thank you. Yeah. So yeah, I told you guys that's the benefit of being with the family. You get
Yeah, that's
you get
true.
your morning chai. Everybody's hooked on it. Okay. So that's it. Oh, and that's my sister, Asma.
Salam.
Guys, sorry.
I closed the door, and yet they feel like they.
Keep coming in. My
Yeah.
family does the same thing to me, which is
They're
good
like,
that they're not here, or else they don't be barging in.
Yeah. I sat by I positioned my chair in a way so the door will get stuck with the chair, but somehow.
Somehow they found a way to come in.
Yeah. Well, I readjusted a little bit because I was having some different issues. Anyways, back to the curveball. I'm going to do a terrible job at my. So, anyways, usually a ball is straight. A curveball has some curve to it. Um, so, but it tricks the players, right? So you have pitcher and you have a batter. Versus in cricket, you have a bowler and a batter. No, no striker. We have striker. What? Anyways, I'm gonna just stay with this one. So in cricket, we have spin ball, where it's kind of difficult to tell the direction. So throw a curveball is a baseball phrase. Similar, it would be to have a spin ball in cricket, but it's something that's tricky, something confusing. So, in America, we have baseball. In Pakistan or in South Asia or some other Commonwealth countries, cricket is big. But just a little tidbit of information for you, Jessica. Next, one format of cricket that's a modern format and it's quicker, lasts only 3 hours. It's called 2020 format, and the World Cup is in the United States next year.
Oh, the Cricket World Cup?
Yeah, the Cricket World Cup of that format, of the 2020 format, is in the United States.
Oh, okay, that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah,
I had
so
no idea.
yeah, so I think it's in New York, Florida, Texas are the big venues. And as always, they wanted to do something in New York. New Yorkers were fighting over it. That is too much headache. We don't want it, so they had to change the venue.
Oh,
All
that's a shame.
Anyways, well, thank you very much, everybody, for your time. And inshallah,
Yeah.
we'll talk next week.
Nice seeing you, Juma Mubarak.